Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. Welcome to the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. We are here today to talk about, once again, one of the most important, one of the most devastating, one of the most disturbing news stories we've had in recent memory, and that is the fact that the war in Gaza has now reached day 137. Day 137. As we talk about what's going on and give you the latest developments, I want to give a few shouts out to people who are out here uh, supporting the channel and who are out here in the room right now having the conversation with us. Of course, Bullet the Money is right here, said coming in right under the wire. Good for you, Dale. That is so true. I've been traveling and moving today, and so I couldn't get the my daily update up before midnight, but I wanted to make sure that we made that happen. You're right. We got it in right under the wire, right in under the wire. Jazz from Dallas, always good to see you. Darlene Matthews, shout out to you. Nadia from Alabama, Alabama in the building. Robin, five, Mark Lamont Hill official YouTube channel member. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. Semi Ali, um, Semi Ali, and from I'm sorry, this thing is moving faster than my hands can keep up with. Semi Ali from West Chicago. Wa alaikum salam, Taha. Excuse me. So good to see you. Mohammed Bekheddin from People's Republic of Brooklyn. So much love to you. Rosability, I was just watching your most. Yeah, man, that debate was wild. If y'all missed it, check out my debate that's online. It just was released maybe 3 hours ago on this channel with a Zionist brother. Oof. We got Yahya from Cambridge, UK, via Winfield. The field is in the building. So good to see you. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw Tiffany Haddish. We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about that as well. Again, love to you from Sudan to IBR. Let's build now, y'all. I'm gonna be very fast, man. In and out. I wanted to just give y'all an update on what's going on as we approach or as we enter or even complete day 137 of Israel's war on Gaza. Some updates here. One of the biggest updates, of course, is the numbers themselves. Now we're at just about 28,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since October 7th. And over 68, almost 69,000 have been injured in that same time period. Um, This is not a number that we should walk away from or shrink away from. Instead, we should put a spotlight on it and tell the truth about it. Because now we have more than 29,000 Palestinians killed since October 7th. That is, according to the Ministry of Health, by the way, um, makes it one of the most deadly and destructive military campaigns in recent history. We also have some footage came in. It was verified by Al Jazeera. It shows that Palestinian people who were forced to take cover after coming under an attack by Israeli forces as they waited for humanitarian aid in northern Gaza. So they're looking for the aid. They're coming for the aid. Remember, they're even offered the aid, and as they approach, Israel opens fire on them. We saw the same thing happen earlier with the humanitarian aid truck that forced Palestinians, or a humanitarian aid truck that pulled Palestinians out of their safe areas and go to the truck for medical supplies, food, whatever. And Israeli guns were focused on them. An absolute travesty. An absolute travesty. Benny Gantz, a member of Netanyahu's three-man war cabinet, warned that the offensive that's currently taking place um, uh, it will, not might, it will expand to Rafah um, if all of the captives, all the hostages are not released by the beginning of Ramadan, which is March 10th. This is not this is not a small thing. Benny Gantz, Benjamin Netanyahu, Itamar Ben-Gvir, everyone in the Netanyahu cabinet has been very clear that Rafah is going to happen. Now, once again, it's being put and framed in a way that makes it seem as if this is avoidable if Hamas just stops doing what it does. But ultimately, given the condition of Hamas fighters, given the percentage of Hamas fighters that have been killed, which is relatively small, even by Israel's often bloated standards, and given the fact that Netanyahu has said that he's not going to stop until all of Hamas is eliminated from the Gaza Strip, there's really nothing that can happen here if Israel gets its way. The intervention has to happen from the United States. The intervention has to happen from other Western countries. The intervention has to happen with pressure, diplomatic pressure. Meanwhile, with thousands of Palestinians detained by Israel, an Israeli human rights group reported that Palestinians inside of Israeli prisons face daily violence from the guards. Physicians for Human Rights said that the Israeli guards enter cells and beat inmates with batons, kicks, and fists without provocation, and abuse. It said could amount to torture. It says the abuse could amount to torture. And of course, just some other concrete numbers. According to UN officials, the war has driven around 80% of the Palestinians in Gaza from their homes. So 80% of the Gazan population is unhoused. It's forced from their homes, made transient, no homes, and then in addition to that number, 25% of the population is currently starving. 25% of the population is currently starving. These numbers are increasingly absurd. And Build the Money says the North is starving. Do we just have to watch? I mean, this is the challenge, right? If you're in the South, in Rafah, you're subjected to these human rights crises. There's no safety. The numbers are dense. Rafah is built and has a capacity to hold about 250,000 people right now. There's about 1.5 million people there. But then when you get to the north, while there's less density and there's a little less fighting, and you have a slightly better chance of surviving now at this very moment, the numbers aren't good. They still don't look good. Your chances there aren't good. And there's the issue of poverty, the issue of hunger. So much to say. Anyway, the United States says that it is still working with mediators, particularly Egypt and Qatar, to try and broker a truce and a captive release agreement. According to reports of those efforts have stalled. Qatar on Monday once again criticized Netanyahu for a speech he made or comments he made when he said that the Gulf state Qatar should do more to secure the release of captives, and that Doha is what's funding the Palestinian group. So they're playing the blame game and the very divisive game, but also the whole all you Arabs are in it together narrative. As I mentioned yesterday, the United States drafted a United Nations Security Council resolution calling for a temporary ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, quote, as soon as practical. It reminds me of like the all deliberate speed language used in Brown versus the Board of Education, where, yeah, there's an order, but there's also a very clear escape hatch here. And of course, this is also done to stop the pending ground offensive that's going to happen in Rafah. Now, again, the U.S. is not exactly being a profiling courage here, but the fact that they're standing up at all, the fact that they're actually drafting something for the UNSC, United Nations Security Council, is saying something. Anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all long. I really have to run, but I wanted to give y'all just a couple of updates about what's going on in the Gaza Strip. I want to thank you all for your support. It's been incredible. Yesterday was overwhelming again, and I'm grateful to y'all once again for tonight for the support that you offered. We We encourage everybody to hit the like button. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button. Um, Also hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Um, Help expand the reach of this content. And of course, hit the join button. Please hit the join button. Become a monthly subscriber to the channel. Help provide financial support to the channel. We appreciate when you do that. And of course, if you can also go to Cash App, hit that Cash App $ MLHTV. Again, no amount is too small. If everyone out there just donated $1, if everyone out there just donated $1 right now, it would help us be able to put out a new video. It would help us be able to edit, create a new edit for existing content. It would allow us to pay for some of our bills and work toward building a new studio. So even if everybody out there watching for Cash App did $1, or if everybody did just $5 would help us build something. So I appreciate everyone who is able to do that. I appreciate you, Karma Sense, or Karma Serene, forgive me. Thank you for congratulating me on the 100K mark. That's right, the channel is over 100,000 subscribers now. We're going for 250. That's the next big milestone. But 100 is something to be happy about. It's something to celebrate. We're very proud of ourselves, but more importantly, grateful to you all for creating such an important space. I didn't create the space. You created the space, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you all. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Peace.